your business. I'm not trying to live a quiet life.
But fuck my man though. Let's just get into the Likkleman fight, man. Talk to me, Randoll. Likkleman, boss his head, you know.
Likkleman got some anger problems, you know. Hey.
Oh my god.
Brother, because anger, as I said to you way before the beginning of the strike, I wanted Likkleman to win. Yeah. But I wasn't sure if he was going to win. Then the first round, I see Likkleman's thumb off his head, top it. Like, alright, he comes to play.
Nah, let me break this one down here because I feel like we need to do this fight a bit of justice and start from the beginning. Because the press conference, bro, when he got announced, Likkleman versus the other Don, yeah. I was like, I seen that thinking, yo, this is gonna be jokes because I have never seen dwarfs in the ring.
Trust me, not in my life.
Yeah,
bro.
I've never heard of it.
It's not one thing I think of to watch, a random one.
Yeah, and then like I see Likkleman on the internet a lot on it, and then like he goes right, if you get me, like he's his personality, he punches man
loud, innit?
Yeah, loud. So also when the fights come, I was like, you know what, cool. Like I actually want to see him in that facility and see obviously what happens in it. So I was gassed for that already. Then the press conference comes, fam. The press conference. My man, and the next brother comes in, his attitude was like 10. So there's me thinking, alright, cool. Likkleman's gonna meet his match in it. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, the other Don looks strong. Strong, you know. And then I'm looking at Likkleman's strong as fuck too. Yeah. Do you get me? For a small guy. Yeah. So I was thinking, yo, this is gonna be a madness, you get me? So the press conference goes off now. Likkleman's jumping in his face, my man's telling him, yo, I'm Algerian, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Some of his threats are kinda, I was like, you know what, Likkleman might get fucked up. I was like, you know what, Likkleman's gonna be, I went deep down, I was supporting Likkleman, you get me? Yeah. But I thought, you know what, my man's slumping, you know?
Trust me, I don't know why, I feel Likkleman I won in it. I wanted to win in it, but I think, there's like a mad one for him. Yeah. But hey, was I surprised though?
Fam. And then Mama got in his face, and then when I see Likkleman dash him across the stage, fam, and he went flying across the room, I was like, you know what? I'll take that one back, fam.
You know, Likkleman, I apologize, innit? Yeah. Get me for doubting you, but I think that's dash man. Nah. Never me.
And then the worst part is, my man tried to like bust through the crowd, got to the front, and gets in his face and does nothing, fam.
Yeah, just there.
And then Likkleman's like, yo. Go on, show me your strength, push me. And he pushes him and Likkleman ain't moving.
You go nowhere, innit? Imagine if you look a piece, you know, like,
oh my god.
Is that what you're on? Okay. So
I was like, you know what? Bun all of this shit. It's like pre-fighting, innit? Let's just get straight into the fight, bro. The ring walk's happening. I see Quain face, you get me? I'm like, you know what? This fight's gonna be greasy.
That's me. It's gonna be greasy. Face there, hit me. I mean, bro.
Bro, got my food now, you get me? Got my one chip on that, you get me? I'm a rap fan. Look to the team now. Likkleman comes in. I'm like, you know what? Confidence. My man comes in now. Bare confidence. Yeah. Alright, cool. First round comes in now. Likkleman punched his head in front.
Bro. Listen. Likkleman said to lean back, you know.
Fam.
Man, lean back. Oh my. Oh,
fam. That first jab here, push his head back. And you know what? It's going to be an early one for my man. It's going to be an early.
Difficult one here.
Bro. But the thing is, you know what? I'm watching the fight. Look, the thing is, Likkleman's punching and moving. He's got movement like a boxer, innit?
He's moving quicker, like agile.
Ducking and diving. My man's just doing this, fam.
Pure defense.
Pure, like this.
Pure defense, hands up.
Fam, do you know what it is? Not even a defense where man's shimmying and moving from the thing. He just stood there done this, fam.
Man said statue. Oh, okay.
A man just stood there like this. Bearing in mind, I think my man had 3 fights already. Yeah. And this is Likkleman's first fight.
First one.
Likkleman's doing this, boom, hitting him, boom. And then first round's done now, I'm thinking, yo.
We better go home.
Yeah.
Maybe say, Likkleman, last meeting, let's go home. Bro.
Round 2 comes in, my man's still getting bullied on the ring, fam. Likkleman's punching him up.
No, that's not punching, man's tumbling him in his face, blood. The man's tumbling him in his face. Bro, Likkleman in the corner, man, it's in my head. Let's do that, fam. Nah, brother, just do something. Move your legs, man.
Then the third round comes in now. And then my man starts to hit him with a few shots.
Yeah.
So I'm like, alright,
cool. He did it right in the third round.
Yeah. The third round, he swung him out. Yeah. And then when it's like about a minute to go, he got tired. And then Likkleman's just doing this. You could tell, you know, like, Likkleman's just eating the shots just to like...
He's waiting.
Yeah, just to like, you know, get your energy back a little bit. So he's just eating them shots, fam. And he's hitting him, and it looks like he's doing nothing to Likkleman.
Because even the commentators said something about... It looks like his punches ain't doing nothing to Likkleman.
Yeah.
All that, even the commentator realised.
Fam, the punches is that I can tell Likkleman's just trying to like get his energy back in it. So that went on now. 4th round. What was it? When did he get knocked out on the 5th or the 6th? I think in the last round he got.
Last round.
Last round.
Because the 5th round he got boxed. Because remember that he got knocked out twice.
Yeah.
In the 3rd round, and then the 6th round. Sorry, that's when Likkleman fucked him up. Bro,
that knockdown was greasy, good. Likkleman, first, no, forget that. When Likkleman, they were trading in the corner. Likkleman grabbed him.
Hey, Likkleman said it's wrestling.
Bro, Likkleman forgot to boxing for a second.
Worst thing is, after, that's the worst thing, after Likkleman dashed him, he's like, what? You're not a block, you know.
It's not a road, bro.
It's a boxing match. Bro. Like, yeah, Likkleman on grease, you know.
Likkleman made me laugh the whole time. When he judged him, Likkleman was like, yeah, go on, do it again.
I'm like, yes, Likkleman. Maybe like it on the ends with the man them.
The whole time looking at yo, look at us treating like it's a road team.
Road beef.
1-on-1 on the road. 1-on-1 on the road.
He was on what? Yeah, on the Tompi facing.
Now when he slumped him to the ground, I'm like, you know what?
Oh, bro, he had man hugging the rope.
Yeah, bro.
You see man there?
He tried to get back.
Had man hugging the rope, man. I was like, brother, just let go in it. It's fall to the ground, take a rest, man. Get a pillow or something.
I'm not gonna lie to you, fam. The way Mama slumped him here, I was like, you know what? If that was me, bro, fight over, you know, from fight over. Coming off. What are you trying to do, bro?
Because that was dirty.
That was with malicious intent.
That was dirty.
Man grabbed him off the, I mean, boom, dropped him on his back, fam.
That was dirty, fam.
And then anyway, 5th round come now, fam. Bro, was it the 4th or the 5th when he got the first knockdown, fam?
One of them, can't remember.
I think one of them got counted as a knockdown because
the
man slipped in it.
Yeah.
But he hit him with a mean shot and he dropped.
Yeah.
And then ref lay it off. But the second one he couldn't really lay it off.
He couldn't lay it off. Nah, man must see Tweety Bird, fam.
Bro.
Man must see Tweety Bird. Man was Spain.
Man, look at birds on the top of his head.
Man spinning, bro. Hey.
And then what happened was, man slumped him. And then the 5th round come, dropped him again. And then by then I thought it's a done deal. All Likkleman has to do now is, if anything, just keep him behind the jab and just relax.
Keep him away and shut the shot for a bit.
That's it, because my man ain't coming back. He's like, you took his soul from him, fam. You get me? You took his soul from him, man. 6th round comes now, and that's when he just lets it go, and man, boom, lets it go. And then my man was finished anyway. I can tell that he's on his last legs.
Yeah.
And then Likkleman drops him.
Bro. Listen, Likkleman in the 6th round, Likkleman said, fuck it. I'm gonna thump at your face. Yeah. If you're gonna fight back properly, alright, safe. He said, mommy, his head like a speed bag.
Bro, he punched the shit out of him, bro.
Like a speed bag, you know. Mama, I'll twist up different angles and everything.
Oh my days.
I'm like,
Bro, he punched the shit out of him, and obviously, the ref waved off because Mama couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
But when I was watching that, fam, the whole time, bro, I'm around looking and thinking, you know what, Bouncer's a smart fuck, you know.
Yeah, good investment, real good investment.
A sick investment.
Good investment.
Think about it, you know, a man can just start a whole niche of the wolf
boxers.
Yeah.
If they could.
Yeah.
Likkleman proved it. First ever match, and he won the title.
First unlicensed match.
Yeah.
It was trending #1 on Twitter.
Yeah.
And it was the most streamed unlicensed fight in the world. So
that's a big numbers, you know.
Yeah.
Big numbers.
Bro, I was looking at thinking, yo, Bouncer is a smart guy.
Yeah.
That's a sick investment.
Now we see something extra Likkleman could do to himself, to more stuff in life. So on both ends, it's a good investment.
I've got to rate Bouncer, man, because obviously for a guy that come out of prison,
like
the work he's done, like the way he turned his life around.
Been tremendous, Spanish.
Bro, he's sick. Because like a lot of people, like they can come out of prison and then like it's not like there's anything waiting for you. Do you get me? So like he built his shit up, fam, and made sure that he made a better future for himself and not let his past dictate him.
Plus, I think it's because also he had all his friends around Prep and Conan and all that, and they're doing good, whatever. So I can't push him as well. Which right now prove it, he doesn't know what he's doing.
And he's got like a very good podcast as well, man, where they talk business and talk everything really.
Yeah.
So like I was watching the whole thing, you know what, your Bouncer is, but I rate his thing, you know, he's sick, fam. It's like it's fully inspirational because like look at that now, because obviously now he can get a boxing career for Likkleman, and just start a whole team, fam, like a whole the wolf, like boxing thing. Like, I don't know where they want to take it. But
Yeah, but if you wanted to, you could.
yeah, there's a whole market there for him, man. So
Most definitely.
bro, that is sick. And he put on bare artists. Like I saw we saw Queenface was I think the last person to perform.
Yeah.
But there were more artists before that.
Yeah.
Like he's putting on different artists. And I'm Just Mate was on the promotion.
As well.
Do you get me? So it's sick what he's
So
doing, you know.
kind of got everyone all like included in it, which is good as a whole.
That is very, very smart, man, because for what he's done, fam, and being a music manager and everything, I was like, bro, he is sick. So big up to Bounce on that one, man. But overall, fam, that fight was sick, fam. Like, but I want to see Likkleman, what's his name? Dwarf Mamba, fam.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he called him out on it.
Called him out as only.
But I need to see that, fam.
I saying it right now, I want to see where Likkleman's career's gonna go now.
Yeah.
From that, I'm kind of intrigued with what's happened next, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the thing, don't it? Because like, what apart from the boxing, what is Likkleman? Is he like an online? He's like an online.
Online social media kind of person.
Yeah.
That's it. Like on Snapchat, Instagram, everything. Just Likkleman in it.
Yeah. He makes a lane in boxing because he's raw sick at it as well. From what I've seen,
good.
For his first fight.
Yeah. Strong, nimble, moves quick, hits it hard, fast.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, and for someone like that hasn't done like boxing like that, his movement was mad, you know. His movement was
really
raw,
good.
mad, fam.
So really, from now on, all get better in it. His first fight now, so like, yeah, bro, I want to do better. So imagine what you see him like in the next 2 or 3 years. Yeah. If he carries on his boxing.
Yeah. Now that event was A, held like properly, and B, it was sick.
Yeah, it was really good.
Like, it was sick still. So big up to whoever's organised that, fam. Fam, let's just move on from that swiftly. Yeah. So obviously this is a topic. Obviously, it was a touch and go thing. I wasn't even really sure if I wanted to discuss it because we discussed it a little bit.
Yeah.
Not too much.
Still not too much though.
But then obviously it's one of those topics, isn't it? So we made a video on it before, innit, where we spoke about ToryLanez and Ring Stallion. So obviously whoever ain't seen that, click a few videos, watch that, and come back to this, innit?
You'll find out.
But obviously for most people, for those that don't know, obviously, ToryLanez and Meg Thee Stallion were like a couple, innit? Let's just say. They were seeing each other. They were seeing each other. So they were at Kylie's mansion, having a little juice, chilling, partying, and
like a vibe and that.
And then obviously on TMZ, it's come up that obviously that their car got stopped. So the car was Tory, Meg, and there was a few other people in the car. I don't know who they were in it. Yeah. And obviously when the car got stopped now, Meg's foot was bleeding, and Tory got caught with an unlicensed gun. Yeah. And later on, it's come out that Meg got shot because they found bullet fragments in her foot in it.
Yeah, both foot.
And both foot in it, yeah. So when that's come out, there was speculations around who's done it, what happened, whatever, who shot Meg in it.
Yeah.
And at first, Meg never said anything.
No one said anything. It was a bit of a quiet one.
Yeah.
For a little while.
At first, the rumor was that like a glass cut her leg in it.
Yeah. Which she said, I think.
Yeah. She said obviously the glass cut her legs. Obviously, she never made too much of a deal about it. Yeah. But obviously, someone must have pressured her in the background to say, "Oh, come out and say you're speaking truth in it."
Yeah.
So she's come out and said that ToryLanez was in fact the person that shot her, which obviously sparked like a madness
debate.
Yeah, because obviously everyone's onto Tory because if he's done that, it's a fuckery, innit? You can't be shooting a girl.
Plus, they even tried to make a petition to get her deported. Like
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they made a petition saying obviously that send him back because obviously he's not American, innit?
Yeah.
And he lives in America. So it sparked the whole row, and well, Tory was cancelled. Let's just say it.
Yeah,
like, he was cancelled.
Because on his behalf, he wouldn't say anything. No heard from him at all.
So obviously, I know we discussed this before, but obviously, what was your initial thoughts when you seen that? Like, when you heard about it, what was you thinking?
I was seeing it. I was like, she got shot.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
Like, she got shot.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't feel no way about it. Like, it's bad she got shot, but me personally, it didn't affect me anyway like that. I wasn't out there trying to say, Megan, protect her, blah, blah, blah. I was like, it's bad she got shot. And when I found he did it, I was like, that's just a bitch thing. Like, if an argument, cool, and but what's the need to shoot somebody a bit both feet and try and say it's accident? Can't be accident.
Yeah.
Both feet, like. Yeah. So my thing is, what I think he did was personally really disgusting. You shouldn't be shooting somebody in the first place.
Yeah.
Over something stupid, and you shot her in the feet, and you come forward before and say, oh yeah, I did it, blah blah blah. But you'll make, and she's good enough to also sit there for, I don't know how many weeks it was.
Yeah.
And say it was glass, and it was only recently she came. I said, nah, she said, fuck it, I'm gonna speak my truth anyway.
Yeah.
Because something about Tory publicists or people was trying to spin the truth, whatever. But all in all, though, I think it is quite bad what he did, to be honest, and he should get something out of it, repercussions in some sort of way.
Yeah. Nah, because when I first heard the story, I was like, raw, like that's mad, innit? Like, why the fuck would he do that?
Yeah.
Like, I could not literally think.
What would lead you to shoot somebody?
Yeah, shoot a girl. Like, for what reason would you do that? Do you know what I mean? Like.
And before that, you came coming from like a good night out, let's just say.
Yeah.
So, what leads to go take out your gun and shoot her in the foot?
Fam, the funny thing is, like, but prior to that, I was watching, like, I've seen the Instagram live in it.
Yeah.
And they were all having fun. They were all chilling. And all of a sudden, I heard, a man boss a shot on her foot, and I was like, bro, that's some dickhead thing, you know. I don't rate that, fam. You're a dickhead.
You
get me?
You can't be shooting like that.
You can't be shooting a girl like for what, fam? Like I can't think of anything why you back out and shooting a.
There's no legit reason to shoot her. No, I don't care whether she can set with your dad. That's not a good reason to shoot her in the foot.
Bro, like, that's the thing.
Nothing is there to make you leave that right for a female to shoot her in the foot. Come on now.
Nah. But then obviously when I seen it, I was thinking, right, the whole thing is mad in it. But then obviously there wasn't concrete news in it.
Yeah,
it was bare speculation.
Like hearsay.
Do you get me? So then I'm watching shit unfold online where bare men are trying to draw him out and say this, that, the other. But then I was like, you know what? If he's done it, that's mad. That's what the law's got to deal with him in it.
Well, if he hasn't done it, what you all gonna say then?
Yeah, exactly.
You can say sorry to him.
So I'm gonna get to that in it. So at first I was like, you know what? If a man's done it, if this is true, then whatever the law is, whatever the punishment is, fam, you need to get to the full extent of it.
Take it.
You get me? You need to get jail time for that, innit? But then all it was speculation. So I said, you know what? Like, I don't know what happened. We need to, because there's two sides to every story.
Yeah.
Like, all we know is what she said and what people are speculating. Do you get me? She said he shot her, boom, but we don't know how, what. Do you know what I mean? We don't know what, and he never come out and said anything.
No.
He kept quiet. So a lot of people speculate and say, you know what? Maybe it's for legal reasons because he's not from America. Yeah. Maybe it's because his team told him not to. But then in my head, I'm thinking, you know what? Like, what? How can you get penalised for coming out and saying, yo, I did not do this?
Yeah.
Do you get it? If a man's come out and he said, you know what, I love Meg, yeah? Like, you lot thinking I done this, but I ain't done it. But the truth shall come to light. Yeah. I think that's what most people are expecting him to do, innit? Yeah. But he kept quiet. He never said anything. And obviously, a lot of people got onto him. He got a lot of threats. He got a threat from
death threats from fans, people.
People are saying, oh, they're not going to be on his music. Yeah. All of that. So, but he's been treated like he's been put in the same category as like the R. Kelly's and everybody else. Yeah. Burnt done. So now, as of recent, he's dropped an album. His album's come out. So obviously that whole chat was kind of left at, yo, he's done it. People just concluded that he's done it. Yeah. He never said anything. He's cancelled. Everyone just kind of went on to the next thing, as did social media. And then he's now come out and dropped an album on them. An album which I've heard.
Yeah. Oh, fire still like album's fire.
Yeah. So I've listened to the album. The album's cold, but obviously he within the album itself is trying to explain
his part of the story. Basically.
He's part of the story. So I had no idea the album dropped. Randoll brought up because you're have you heard the album?
Fish work and that. Yeah. Heard it like that. It's like a bit more serious to hear this.
So he told me about the album, and then prior to that, I seen his tweet online where he goes, I've got an announcement to make, yo, just tune in at this time. In my head, I'm thinking he's going to make an Insta live and start to address the situation. But that didn't happen. He ended up dropping it via music. Yeah. But you know what? I'm like, you know what, cool? Let me hear what my man has to say. Listen to the album. Sonically, it sounds sick. But as I'm listening to the album, like, he said he ain't done it, but then at the same time, he ain't saying too much. Yeah. Like, he's like in the shadows.
He's kind of gliding over it a bit.
Yeah. So he ain't saying much. Like, there's a lot of like backworded stuff. So one of the things he said was, was, how can you say that I've shot you from the back, but you've ID'd it was me that had done it? And I was like, you know what? Fair enough. But then, and at the same time, thinking, but there weren't that many of yous in it, so it's a process of elimination, I guess. And who had the gun in the vicinity? You in it.
Yeah.
Even though they were saying, well, this is what I've seen online. I don't know how true this is, but I've seen that obviously, apparently, his gun got seized, but his gun ain't got linked to whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they've examined the bullet fragments that were in her foot to say whatever. Yeah. But from what we know, it's an ongoing case in it. So, but then he wasn't saying much. Like he was saying things in his album, but he weren't alluding to the fact that if he did it or not. So
I think it's more like saying like I could have done it. I could have done it in the song kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you go back and forth in the song and it's actually yeah, I did it. When me say I love you, they say if I shot you, you're thinking, you know.
Yeah. So now, because in his album, like he said he didn't do it, but then he was just being like too like you can't just listen to the album and think, you know what, I know more to the story. Like we don't know what happened. Just saying I ain't done it and that's it.
Even though he said he didn't do it, for the album he didn't actually say explain how it wasn't him. He just said like things people already know. Yeah. Basically in the world. So he didn't say much about it.
My thing was like this album, it's a fuckery because let me tell you why, because you ain't saying nothing in the album.
Yeah.
Number one, to kind of clear your name, and number two, you're making monetary gain of it.
Yeah,
like you're making money off it. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's it. You're making better money off it.
Which is, I think it's a mad move because now you're just painting your picture even worse. Let's just say you're innocent. Let's just now you know what, you're innocent until you're proven guilty. Let me retract that because I don't know the ins and outs, and obviously. I don't think, will we ever know the full story? I don't know. Do you get me? Unless both of them come out and he comes out and says his side, innit? But now you just made yourself look like the public enemy now because you just dropped an album. And on top of that, he dropped it at the same time where, you know, Breonna Taylor's verdict was dropped. And then, like, a lot of people look at it and think, you know what? You dropped an album where you're trying to make a monetary gain out of it, out of someone else's expense. Let's say if you've happened to done this year. And secondly, he's dropping it on the same day as Breonna Taylor's verdict, where the officers got proved not guilty. Yeah. So you're just making it worse for yourself, if that makes sense. And on top of that, the album sounds really good, to listen to, but you ain't saying nothing in it to kind of. So the album by default becomes void. Do you get what I'm saying?
Nah, it's void in the sense of, you know, no one ever know if you did it or not per se, but it's still gonna do good because it's actually a good album and people are intrigued to hear what it has to say. So either way, he's gonna do alright either way. Cause people will hear it and I would say, you ain't saying nothing, but it's a good album. Or people will hear it thinking, you saying this, saying that in it. So it could go both ways. From either way, smart idea for him. Yeah. Cause for him, he's in limbo. Anyways, in limbo.
Nah. What I'm saying is, if he comes out and speaks the truth, or maybe if he's waiting for the case to close or whatever, or until his legal team say that he can do so, whatever his situation is, like, if you drop this just for monetary gain, but it's a mad move still, I'm not gonna lie. But I guess you've just gotta wait and see how the story unfolds, innit?
Yeah, well, to be honest, at this moment in time in life, I'm not fussed anymore about this story. Like, if you did it, that's fuckery, you get what you got. But if you didn't do it, well, he's bad, but how it's looking for him, not so good. Yeah.
The way I look at it is like, I'm not one of the ones that are saying I'm cancelling Tory. I'm more of, you know what?
I'm had enough now. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just like, you know what? For me, if someone were to say, yo, what do you think? I would probably say, like, I believe, like, you're innocent until proven guilty in it. So if there's an open case, let it go through the justice system. No one really trusts the justice system, but that's the only way you can really go in it. And or like, if he's done the fuck, you should just come out and say, yo, you know what? I've done it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but men say, come out and say, you know what? If you did it, come out and say, I've done it. Start playing social rap, whatever. Just get over and done with it. You done it.
And the thing is, you know, with his album, you know that it's not playlisted.
Nah.
So obviously, like, when you go onto like Apple Music and Spotify and all that, when an album drops, normally they put it in the front of it.
Yeah, front.
Now they never listed these ones.
If I type it in, you find it.
But the part that made me laugh though was Rick Ross getting on Team Fam. I don't know if you've seen what Rick Ross was saying, the fuckery he was on.
I didn't see it, no.
Nah, Rick Ross basically, when the whole thing happened, he's like, you releasing music, you're trying to make monetary gain on it, like it's childish, like, yo, you come to my city and you live in my city and you've only been protesting once just to go show face. So Rick Ross was really onto him, innit? And then as he's doing this in his story, he's promoting his liquor brand fam. He's tagged his liquor brand.
Who?
Rick Ross. Tell me how you're saying, you're telling my man off for. Listen, I'm not saying like, I'm saying this is what I'm saying here. My man's getting onto him, saying, you're doing this for monetary gain.
Yeah.
So he's getting onto him, and then tagging him.
Tagging his thing in there.
And the worst part is, the tag was big, fam, so you cannot miss it. I had been big. Yo, he was onto him for that, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's tagging his liquor brand, fam, trying to use that as a clout chase moment.
Just shout it out.
And then that kind of led into something else, because then people started getting to Rick Ross a little bit, like all the Tory fans, innit? They were like, yo, remember that song that he made back in 2015? When you go something like, oh, what did he say? Oh, what was the lyric? He goes, I wrote it down somewhere, you know. Goes, when he goes something like, yo, I wore this Reebok saying you ain't know it. I put the molly in a drink or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And she didn't even know it. I took her back to the room and you know it.
Yeah.
And where he clearly said that, yo, he's took advantage of someone.
Promoting it. Yeah.
And then people like, yo, Rick Ross, people are getting on to him saying like, it's not like your slate is clean. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like your slate is clean. Like you're dropping madness, especially with that song back then was controversial, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and it's something to do with his bodyguard as well. His bodyguard done something. I don't know if his bodyguard got convicted of it, but his bodyguard done something like that as well. And then people are like, hold on, your slate ain't clean. And you're rating it in a song in a sense. He was like, yo, promoting his liquor brand. And to make it worse, a man said to Tory, yo, I got a little gift for you for your birthday. Boom. Yeah. They brought him a smart car, you know. Man snapped the smart car and goes, yo, I got that for you for your birthday still.
Why I say sharp man thing? Nah. Wow. But it is, record music industry and all that kind of lifestyle. They'll tell somebody off for doing something they shouldn't do. At the same time, they'll try to promote their thing off the back of it.
Yeah.
Happens, isn't it?
Everything is just a clout thing now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, if you really think about it, you know, I'm sure, I don't know if he's got his number or not yet, but a lot of these so-called people got people's numbers, in it. If you know him like that, why don't you just ring him? Why do you need to air your shit out on the internet?
Where they're happy for. And then, so and so, mate, call me, and probably live around the corner from each other. And what's the end? Probably around the corner.
Nah,
it's just like a little buckman down there, nah. A
man brought him a smart car. No, not brought him. He snapped a smart car and goes, yo, that's your thing, you know, hold that from. It's not
everything social media, you know. If you got get some agreements to get somebody, go address it in your own time, but don't try to promote your thing back of it now.
You know what? That short thing got to Thingy so hard, you know, Tory.
Obviously, but man, what's smart car,
fam? Do you know what it is?
I can't say how to say.
Have you not heard in the tune, man goes, yo, everyone's saying, yo, you look short and like, I'm 5'7". Man goes, I'm 5'7". Like that made a difference. Like that made a difference, you know.
Bro, you 5'7", bro. Listen, hold it, man.
Tory,
say, you know what? That's me, innit?
Tory, I've seen you in person. You are not 5'7". Don't lie, blood. Don't lie.
And that, you know, you hear that Tory?
Yeah, but yo, that man is not 5'7".
Bro, you don't look it from him.
He is not.
Don't look it.
He's like 5'6", mate. Yeah, there or thereabouts. Yeah, if not smaller, man.
Yeah, nah, he don't that tall at all.
And goes on 5.
Because there was when he's at the breakfast club.
Yeah.
And he sat down, he stood up. It was so far away from the
table.
table.
No, it was
breakfast club.
Where is it? Was it Sway? I think it was Sway. It was Sway, yeah.
Well, the table wasn't that far from the same way, you know.
He stood up. It made no difference.
Yeah.
It made no difference. A man stood up and he made no difference for my money, you know. But his thing was mad, you know. But hopefully, do you know what? Like, listen, if the truth comes out, it comes out.
Yeah.
And if he's done a fucker, he needs to hold whatever that comes out of it.
If no one ever finds out, then it's gonna be one of them ones to be a mystery, and other people know those two. It was in the car.
Yeah.
We'll go wait and see, innit?
Gonna have to wait and see, man.